What you want, what you need. Afrodita, neighborhood señorita. Hey, what you want, what you need. Afrodita, neighborhood señorita. Hey, yo, I could never see her, but you can get hotter than jalapenos. My platinum appearance is making sure I never be broke. You see, folks.
All right, let's go. So, hey, yo, and listen, welcome to It's Bigger Than Hip Hop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, I'm chilling here with my wonderful, wonderful host, yo, Afro and Fro. Look who you got on stage.
I'm telling you, I am so excited, yo, for real. Like, I'm still floating from last night. You know, our guest was here last night. Bless the metaverse with all
I'm
of
gonna
his
get some confetti.
dopeness.
I'm gonna get
No,
some
for
confetti.
real, because the energy was off the chain. We even got some people that were in the audience last night here today in the crowd, in the audience to visit, to see what we got going on, and to hear our guest give us his story. I'm so excited to have you. Mr. HeadKrack is in the building.
What's up to everybody? Thank y'all so much for all y'all doing this space, for real.
Welcome to the Tubing Couch, brother. Welcome to the Tubing Couch. Listen, my name is Benedict Rupert. For those that don't know, everybody knows Yo Afro. And listen, we got HeadKrack on the couch today. So welcome to It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, man. This show is really dedicated to people in the hip hop industry who love and appreciate the art form as much as we do. Because I love hip hop. We know Fro loves hip hop, and every single one of our guests in here loves hip hop and participates in it. And we just kind of want to know your journey into the hip hop world, man. That's it.
Okay. Word.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
All right, so my story begins in a galaxy far, far away, the Bronx, New York.
Hey, the BX.
And for anybody who got a chance to experience New York in the 80s, it was a very formative time, for it's not only just the city, but also the culture. Hip hop was coming out of the Park Jam phase and getting into a little bit more of the mainstream, getting featured in different the R&B breaks on records like Shaka Khan's I Feel For You, and you start to see rap movies come out like Breaking, B Street, and all that. And then you also had the uprise of the crack epidemic as well. So all of these things kind of created a perfect storm that really just pushed me into a space and place where I knew I wanted to be an artist. I love the energy of everything that I was seeing. And it just, I don't know. It was my parent when my parents weren't able to parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are latchkey children, whether we was raised by television or music with our counselors. And hip hop was always in there for me.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, because you've been doing your thing, and you've been, not only are we seeing you on TV, but HeadKrack, you've been around for a while. You have been in the music industry for a while doing your thing. When I go back into YouTube and I'm watching your transitions, it's not only is he a journalist, y'all, not only is he on Dish Nation and getting busy doing his artistry, he got a lot of things going on in life. He is a magnificent person. And for me, when I see you, you stay busy, you stay traveling, as an independent artist too. Here we go. I mean, you transition so much. I mean, I kind of want to find out, how did you make your way into journalism where you're at now as an independent artist?
So the journalism aspect, it kind of came about, I don't want to say accidentally, because there are no mistakes. It's just, you seize opportunities and you roll with them. So when I graduated from high school, that last year, there was a station where I lived. I was living in Dallas at this time, right? It's called 100.3 Jams. And they used to have this thing called the roll call. And whatever you would call, people would be like, yo, what's your name? Where you calling from? Who's on the roll call? About to get done. So I would hear people on there. And then one day I was like, I'm going to diss the person that rapped before me and after me, and which the news goes. And so once I started doing that, they changed the dynamics of how they wanted the roll call to go. They started giving away prizes. So then I started doing it all the time. So I'm calling on my break I used to work at Target. So I'm calling on my break at Target, and I'm battling people on the radio. And we go back to school the next day, yo, I heard you on the radio last night. So it was kind of a big deal. So this is all my senior year of high school. So it got to a point where it was yo, we're not mailing you your prizes no more. You got to come up there and get them. So when I started going up there, it's like, hey,
let me not, you broke the United Postal Service bank from with so many prices. Let me find out.
yo, it was one of the situations where I think they wanted to see who this kid was.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
cool,
right.
man.
Because like I was mad young, but I always like had that hey, let me speak to your parents' voice. So like there's like, yo, you're in high school, but you sound older. But so I think they just wanted to, but once they met me, they was like, yo, we'll talk on the radio. And I'm like, yeah, sure. However, I had no idea still that this was gonna lead me to being in the radio later. So
Right.
what they did say was like, yo, when you get out of high school this year, if you want to intern up here, you can. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Wow.
Something's about to be up. And then the station changed formats. They fired everybody and started playing classic R&B only. And there went my internship dreams. However, I ended up going to a community college the first semester of like what was going to be my freshman year of college.
Mhm.
And I took a thing called survey broadcasting, which I thought was radio, but actually they sent me to go work at a record company, which was
Oh wow.
Polygram. And
Mm.
Polygram, for anybody that's been around the industry for a long time, they ended up merging and becoming Universal. No, did Polygram become Universal? Yeah, they did. No, yeah, Polygram got absorbed into Universal at some point.
Okay.
So I am like, like I'm using that old New York street hustle mentality to like promote the projects that they had. And they're like, yo, like within 6 weeks of being an intern, it's like, hey, you want a job? So that got me employed at Motown Records. Then I started doing like street promotions for my boss who couldn't really do the street stuff no more because she had a job in Motown. So like, I was like a little shooter, who would like go to the streets, like, put the snipes up and like, take artists around on media runs and stuff like that with her. And then between point A and point B, I started meeting more people in the radio space. So just to fast forward the story, let's go to 2000 now. A new station comes to town. It's called 87.9 The Beat. Me and my homie Kino from the Bodega Brothers is like, yo, there's this new station in town. And I heard them playing Ghostface Killer, and I want to work there. And they're like, yeah, me too. So we went to the studio and made a tape. And the tape was like, if we had a show, what does the show sound like?
Right.
And they wanted us to be the night show. Because at this time, I'm working for EMI distribution on the marketing side. And I wanted to work overnights on radios, have 2 jobs. And they're like, yo, man, quit your day job. We're going to make sure you pay it in full. And so I left that gig because I also saw where the industry was going with the streaming, with the not streaming, but the downloading at that time.
Right.
And I jumped off the ship right before it sank. And then that's what started me in radio.
Yeah. Now listen, he makes it sound overly simple, but I know it is a combination of luck, timing, some incredible hard work, and personality, which gets those doors to be open. So, one thing that's really stood out about you, man, is because being on a nationally syndicated show and having a massive followers, right? We've seen what that does to people sometimes, right? No Diddy. But we're just gonna say we've seen how the notoriety, the popularity can affect people. But man, one thing that I'm super impressed by is your humility in this space and around people, man. You are truly like, and I can say this because I've known you for a little bit, but you really are like a man of the people. Like you want to get into people, you don't mind talking to people. And you even downplay how dope your career is right now, right? Because from us being in, we both had stints in the industry, so we know it definitely looks easier to get into it than it actually is sometimes. Even though back then it was so fresh, right? So we all tried a lot of things, but to be able to stick with it and be accepted by it is no small task, man. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you so much, brother. And and all those things you mentioned, they play a part in everything. But the biggest thing was God putting the right people in place, because if this dude named Daryl Johnson was not working at 97.9 The Beat when it was time to turn, he loved the fact that me, Kino, the Super K, had no radio experience. And he's like, what? The radio? These guys are a nice show. This guy was such an out the box thinker that the company hated them, because most major companies hate free spirited thinkers. Yeah. That's another reason why I had to get from under that umbrella that I was under, being it, because I was making a lot of money, but I was really working for some spiritually corrupt people. and people like make a living online, and people just like, I don't know, didn't get hugged enough to be a good person. You know, you take a take out the office. So like I was working with and for people who were like 4 hugs away from being okay.
Wow. Yeah, gotcha.
But I also say that I'm like 2 hugs away from being okay. So well, that thing.
Well, listen, not to get spiritual, but the ultimate hug is when we transition to be with the ultimate hugger. So we're at least one hug away from being okay.
No doubt. I've done a ayahuasca retreat, so I know what the hug feel like. And like this
Oh,
whole
so you've done it.
that we're doing is crazy. Like, yo, the real show is up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, that's something I've always wanted to do, man. I've always been just a little bit nervous, but I think
You're in the country where it goes down. Like I had to find a cult. That made clear because a cult is a very loaded word. But
where'd you
I had
go?
to find no, I went to like I went to Concord, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Really? My very first one. Then I did one in Tennessee. Then I did another one in like the Carolinas. Yeah, and every time you do a ceremony, you'll do 3 ceremonies during a retreat.
Okay.
Everybody gets a different thing out of ayahuasca retreats than the next person. You know what I mean? Like it does for you whatever it's supposed to do for you. And I was going to ayahuasca retreats because like my mother just passed, and I was taking on like the mantle of like having my own show, and I needed the spiritual fortitude to deal with just the new energies I was going to deal with. And every time the ayahuasca was like, yo, you need to quit that job. You need to quit. You need to quit. And I was like, no, I don't. No, like I need to let it out. And like it kept saying, no, you need to quit. Like you're serving a master that no longer serves you.
Wow.
And when it was time for me to renegotiate, I just kind of put myself in a position where I was going to be unnegotiable.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
right. Wow.
forcing the hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, hey, like, no one's going to agree to a rooftop duel.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, listen, man. When one door closes, another one opens. I'm a true believer that there is even the things that you feel like maybe the most negative or opportunistic, there is always an opportunity in all of those negative things, man. True believer of it. I don't believe in staying down in anything. There's always a door open somewhere. You just have to be receptive to it. Open your eyes and see that it's there.
Right.
No doubt. I tell people all the time, like, people chase money, and that's wrong. You should never chase money. Chase the opportunities.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because, like, yo, I walked away from a lot of money, but I still had the blessing of the TV show as a background. And as a background, Disney
Right.
shot to them. But, like, every night I go to sleep, I sleep like this.
I was
Like I'm very happy at night because like I don't have to wake up and deal with nonsense in the morning, and I get to finally like see my kids go to school, and I've never been able to take my kids to school in the 23 years that I was doing radio.
Wow.
Yeah. It's different when it's cool on both sides of the pillow, man. You sleep a whole lot better.
That's right. That's great to hear. I mean, because we hear a lot different stories about, what independent artists go through. And, for me, it's a big chance when it's really big when you're opening up and you're taking that leap of faith, especially when you believe in yourself. And as an artist, I feel like it's important to open up to different things. Don't just leave all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot, so even up with here, like we have been talking and trying to get you up in here, and now here we are. You see what it is. The metaverse is rocking, So as an artist, I just think that it's really good that we get to expand what we do, and we get to bring people in, and and with you being here and being able to rock the crowd the way that you did last night, you mentioned something last night as far as being a resident. Do you really think that this is something that you would be interested in doing on a reg? Coming out to the metaverse and blessing people and just becoming the resident that you spoke about yesterday?
I mean, absolutely, because at the end of the day, like, it is connectivity, right? Like, you got to connect with people in any way you can. Like, I don't know where everybody's based at right now, but it's not always easy to go to the club or easy to, like, do this, that, and the third. And like sometimes you got to connect with people in any way you can. And the metaverse makes it easy to make the whole world as small as your backyard. You know what I mean? And as this thing continues to improve and these buildings be able to house more people, you could really do some crazy things. Because even before, I came up here, I was in like, I got tricked into going to see Doja Cat. In a Rise of Rose thing. It was a great show. I caught the last 4 minutes of it. But that's dope because I couldn't make it to the tour as she came down here.
Right,
So
right.
I kind of felt like I was there, and I got to see an even better view.
That's right.
Doja Cat.
That's right.
She got to be BBL. But they doing some really fly stuff up in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is a beautiful space. Yeah, it's so.
So you not only grace the stage as an MC, you have another stage career too, don't you? What you do up on that stage?
Like throws. I saw my brother you supposed to say you said not only grace the stage as an MC, but what
As an MC, yeah, but you do some other stuff on the stage too. What do you do on that stage?
So I don't want to say that I'm a comedian because I'm really like a year in, right? But like I go on stages, I make observations, you dance, make voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I put together hybrid shows, and it's a traveling show called Results May Vary, which is a fusion of hip hop, comedy, and whatever artist in a game show. So like if you put those 2 elements into a blender, that's Results May Vary. We did 2 events at the end of the year, and I'm going to set up another event for like July in Atlanta, and then I'm going to take it to Dallas because like I owe Dallas a show like that, and that's like my way of like marrying the 2 worlds of hip hop and comedy because what I've learned is people are really quick to spend $45-$50 to go see a comedian, but sometimes you can't. Cats won't pay $15 to go see a show. Yeah,
Right.
Unless it's depending on who's at the show, what it is. So I wanted to merge those 2 worlds and just give people an all-encompassing experience. And the first 2 events we did went swimmingly well. So I'm excited to do this again and again and again, and even do some level of that within the metaverse too, because you guys have truly showed me what is possible here. Like if this was the Matrix, you like Beta Pinkest person, you Morpheus, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really showing people what could be done. Like it's limitless out here.
Yo, word up, it is. I'm telling you, just being up in this space is so much as an artist that you can do for yourself and your brand, especially when you learn how to build. Like, every one of my worlds has a stage and a mic simply because I am that artist and I made plans to bring people back to this space to do exactly what you did yesterday. So it's like you could do whatever you want, man. And it's like, just hearing you say that, he just gave me a whole nother idea as to just to work around this space. I'm excited. Like I think merging those 2 together, I think is the perfect blend because you are right. People will go ahead and spend the $45 versus the $15. So merging those 2 to get the point across for real, man, we need that here. We definitely need that here.
Both of those worlds exist simultaneously. And because even when a comedian comes out, they usually play whatever the big hip hop record is. So like, what if you can get certain hip hop artists who are entertaining enough to not only entertain you comedically, but also like still show skill? They could do crowd work and improv stuff.
That's right.
And then you also have certain comedians in it as well. So like, that's what and actually it even started before I was doing these events at the end of the year. Me and my brother Four Eyes, we did a thing called Live Comedy Mixtape.
Shout out Four Eyes.
Yo, big ups to the homie, man. And like that was we did that like 2017, so roughly 2019, like right before the pandemic.
Right.
And the formula works. And so I just can't wait to do more of it. It's just sometimes stressful to put events on because you're stressed about putting the event on. I want to see it go, and I try to make sure everybody get paid. Even if that means you just break right at even. But I also just want to make sure the audience gets a good show.
Right.
That's crazy. Like, the beauty of the metaverse is, and I tell artists this, right, because I think some people plan on coming here and kind of blowing it out the water and trying to figure out their lane in here. But for me, as I consult people, this was like just transition what you're already doing into the space, right? Because listen, even for you, if you're looking for a way to test your set, then what better place to do it than in front of a bunch of people who you don't know, right? You get an
Absolutely.
immediate response from the audience, whether or not it's working or not working, and that response will be exactly the same as it is in the physical world
Mm-hmm.
because these are real people behind these headsets. So it's a great
Right.
place to test out material, a great place to test out music, to see what
Mhm.
works, what doesn't work. Obviously, we're a little funky with the way we move in here, but we can do a lot more in here sometimes than we can in our physical world.
No,
But just to be able to
absolutely.
jump off a skyscraper and
Yeah.
not die, right? So anything you can think of that can be done in here. It's just a great place to test material.
Yeah, yeah. You get to go all out. You know what I'm saying? Just being here. Look, I mean, the expansion period, you get to meet so many different people from all over compared to when you're just at the club, you're performing, taking these domestic trips here and there, or maybe even overseas. But here, you really meet all these people all over. You got your stuff bumping in all these different countries, all these different places. That it's like, it's just so dope. It's just another way to just extend what you're doing. And
Like I'm looking at
and
the
you
crowd and I see
comment,
Texas, I see Memphis,
yeah,
I see
boom.
Brooklyn, someone from Brooklyn but no longer in Brooklyn, North Carolina. Like we're from all over the place. I'm overseas and y'all are in Georgia, so
Right. And
where
then
else
you
can you get
come,
that right?
yeah, and then you're coming in at such a perfect time.
Mhm.
It's like we're getting the music together. We got more people in the space I mean, the circle of
It is literally
creativeness is
so
like
right
so
now.
crazy right now. Yeah.
Yo, do you realize how much this phone call would have costed in 1985?
Why
Yeah, it was dope.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
If your mother would let you be on the phone this late.
Facts, yo.
Right.
I think it would be cheaper if it was this late, but like, yo, to communicate with everybody that's in this room right now, based on where everybody's position at, is like $1,000.
We did a party line together.
Absolutely. So tell us where are you going now? Like this, I know you're here in the metaverse school. What's your plans? Like, tell us about your new music. What you got going on?
So I had, shout out to maybe Mental Health Month, and a lot of us are like, one more no away from doing something crazy. So, I put together a body of work called Microdose, and I've been like microdosing singles off of it for like the last year and some change because like you've been doing this for minutes and like the rules and the strategies keep ever evolving. Like it went from being like a album driven world to like no people attention spans are short, feed them singles. But I only think of albums and complete stories and bodies of work. So my manager's like, yeah, you gotta like slow roll this stuff out. So that's what we were doing. So like now we're at a space where like, all right, cool. We're about to put everything together as a cohesive pack. And even things that I've released from it prior, when you hear it in EP form, we've added more instruments, like, more like, like just more layers to the sounds and the sonics, and even remixed a couple records. So it's like, you thought you heard it, but you didn't hear like this, fam. So it's a very easy to digest project that comes in under 30 minutes. And every song is a yin and a yang. Like the first song on there outside of the intro is a song called Violence, which is not about violence, like bang, you kill everybody, shot rap. It's more like violence against the things that are holding you back. And sometimes it's you. Like even on the hook, it's like, I'm the problem. The problem is him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes we are our own worst enemy. So it's about killing your bad habits and becoming your best of yourself. And then that's chased with a record called For the Love, which I performed for the first time. Well, actually, let me not lie to y'all. First time in the metaverse, but the first, but like I performed it in Orlando a couple weeks ago. But
Okay.
no one's heard that record. You can't stream that record yet because it's gonna be on the full project. So like, Violence for the Love. And then you got after that, there's a record called Tightrope, where it's about two people who shouldn't be together, like talking about what they hate about each other. But and I know people be like, oh, like the Kendrick record? No, that's stressful. I feel like I was in that argument. It's in a little more of a fun way. And like kind of like, when people meet people on dating apps and they, do the motions, but then that's chased with Mona Lisa scars. Like we're talking about what we hate about each other, but then on the flip side, Mona Lisa scars tell you about everything you love about that person.
Right.
Or just about, women in totality. Then you got Sumo, which we did last night. And I had to make a churchy version of that because like I was getting booked for a lot of festivals and like I don't know if you heard the original version of Sumo. Yeah, you can't do that everywhere. So I had to sanitize it, get a choir, and change a bunch of things. Like shout out to the original version of Sumo.
Well, shout out to you for understanding that stuff because
That's right.
I feel like sometimes with today's music, man, that separation that we kind of grew up into, because you've always had like a clean version and a dirty version. But man, right now is a difficult time, especially for hip hop music, because there is just like one version and it's not always great, right? And it's not palatable for everybody. So that's a little bit maybe that old school you coming through and recognizing that there needs to be this and that at the same time. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Two stories to add to that. So I remember when I was a kid, Too Short came out with the Life is Too Short album. Anybody who listened to hip hop at a certain pocket in time, so on the A side of the Too Short album, it was all clean. The B side of the album literally had a song on there called cuss words, where he said all of them, right? So like my dad really loved the side A of the album because that's all I would play when we was in the car. And one day I left the tape in the car and he heard the B side. And he's like, how come we never listen to this? Like, I think he's gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? Right. My pops always like, which is so cool. I understand it. He's still alive. But it was just like he was shocked when he finally heard the B side of the album because he just knew the A side. So that was crazy. But also too, you talking about like how like sometimes the clean and the dirty version. I remember like, so I started DJing a couple years ago, and I DJed a baby shower, and I put on No Privacy by Chris Brown, which I've only heard from like being on the radio, right? And hearing, so I only heard the clean version,
Right.
I didn't know that there was a dirty version, and if there was a dirty version, how dirty it was. So like I put it on with the baby shower. Yeah, the baby shower. I was gonna grab somebody in the car, ran in the car real quick, and then came back in. Chris Brown said he was gonna do what? Like, yo, like you could see like one of the grandmothers there, like
clutching the
pearls ultra clutch. You know what I'm saying? At the point of popping, who is this DJ? Why is he ain't gonna have it?
You know, you're never gonna make it in this town.
But I was also like slightly appalled because it's like, yo, why is anything that you're saying in this song even happening? Like, this is so unnecessary. But Chris Brown's still one of the great stuff. He's still
Shout out to Breezy. Shout out to Breezy.
What was he? Was he from Tabaheck?
Yeah,
Virginia, Tabaheck, Virginia.
Yeah, some Virginia.
Shout out to Chris Brown. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. Listen, you did a phenomenal job on that stage. So let me ask you, man. Let's talk a little bit about the origins of hip hop, man. Like what song made you fall in love with hip hop? What is your first thing that made you be like, man, this is where I need to be in hip hop? And how old were you?
Weirdly enough, it was it was the rap break on Candy Girl.
My girl's like king, a king and queen. She loves me like I'm
Shout out
a
to
king.
Egyptians.
She's the girl.
What's stop playing? Stop playing.
The rap break on Candy Girl. Wow.
That and then also a Shaka Khan's I Feel For You because like the radio used to run
Running, and you know that was breaking. That reminds you of breaking, didn't it?
So it's like, who remembers the time like back in between movies, HBO used to play music videos?
Oh, I remember.
Sometimes they would play music videos to like tee up a movie that was coming on later that had a soundtrack. So like it was those appointments because
I forgot all about that. All about that. Wow.
Because you would have to stay up so late to listen to hip hop on the radio.
Yeah.
You had to just be able to get it however you could get it. Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Chuck Chill Out,
Yeah.
you know, and then Funk Master Flex, like later on down the road. But all those people who like, you had to make appointments with hip hop, and they were like the best gatekeepers, from that time. Mr. Magic, Mark,
Yeah. Yeah.
all the public access radio stations, all that stuff. So it was the New Edition thing that like really, yeah, because like they were young, like yeah,
Absolutely. You
like you felt like
relate.
you
You
was
see
really into
them.
them.
Yeah.
Really realized that we rapping because it was really easy for us. Because I think all the listen, I'm not an MC, I'm not a rapper, I'm terrible at freestyle. I don't remember anything, but I remember in those really formidable years, we all had a rap crew, right? I think my
Right.
was Little Beast or something crazy like that, and we would write our raps down on our little paper, but they would all be really elementary and really really easy. That was the beginning for a lot of us. Some of my friends continued to do it and evolved and had a pretty successful career. But yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard anyone say that was their song that got them into hip hop. But at least
No, me neither, but that is
Yeah.
pretty interesting because I can see that. Like it made me, that's one of my first, New Edition was one of the first concerts that I got to go see them in concert. That was like at the Beacon Theater. And it was because they were they were young, it was familiar, and hip hop really was like the voice for the generation, for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
give
give a shout out to how dope New Edition is. So they're still doing it like 40 years later.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. They are doing it. So yeah, I've never heard anybody say that actually made them fall in love. So that's dope. Shout out to HeadKrack for loving some New Edition.
That's why it's crazy.
Word up.
So the other song is so great because like the house behind mine,
Okay.
Ronnie DeVoe lives there.
Word up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For me to be that and you see him in the neighborhood jogging around, walking with the kids, and he's just cool as shit, man. And like, and it's just crazy how it's like I do hip hop, I'm in media, but like more than I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I get a chance to like interact, I don't I don't fan out, but like I'm just honored to be able to like you don't get to meet
Participate.
the jazz greats all the time. You don't get to meet a lot of these soul people. Like, I won't ever get to meet Marvin Gaye. I never got to meet Biggie, but like
Yeah.
I got to hang out with Kool Herc, and the Kool Herc took me to the post office that the son of Sam worked at. You know what I mean? I have all these great stories with people who I look up to, and it's just crazy to be able to regard a lot of these people, and yourself included, as my friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So we know the song Candy Girl. Favorite hip hop artist?
So it's a tricky question because that's going to always change from year to year, right? But I think my favorite hip hop artist for the longest pocket of time was LL Cool J, because he was the master of reinvention. He failed publicly, triumphed publicly.
Yeah.
Like people give Kendrick Lamar a lot of credit for
Hi
doing
there.
that mad
Welcome
people at
to
once,
Meta
and
Horizon
even,
Worlds,
Drake had to come
where
back
you
and
can
do
meet
that
up with
one
your
his battle
friends and
records,
make
but
new
like,
ones.
L drops to break the you on. You can't understand.
Yeah.
It was swinging on Ice-T, Hammer, and Moody at the same time. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
Listen, big shout out to LL, man, because I tell you something, he doesn't get mentioned enough. Like, I know he calls himself the GOAT, but he truly doesn't get mentioned enough in a conversation. When you think about how many emotions he's taken us through in his career, from My Radio to I Need Love to Genuine Baby, man, he has been there for us consistently for the entire thing. My Radio is like literally one of the first hip hop songs that I ever heard. I wasn't born in the country. And for me, it was Planet Rock that got me like looking at the radio. Like, I remember looking at my sister like, yo, what is going on? What music is this? Right. And I'm from the BX. So I was spending the night at my cousin's house with our radio under the covers, listening to KRS One and Run DMC when they first dropped. Like, so KRS One is my artist, but I tell you, man, LL has been freaking consistent. And not only that, I mean, I literally look at him and be like, "Dude, for the ladies." But dude, L was like in them streets punching people in the face with rap battles and
No,
did not
yeah.
lose.
No.
Like he's tested. Yeah.
And then not to mention about friends that love him, not just ours.
Mhm.
He's talking about mom, grandmothers, great grandmothers, grandmothers, mothers, daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really been doing this thing. Like, you know, I love me some L. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
And such an unflinching, unhinged artist too, because like he takes crazy risks. I remember a couple years ago, like Universal Studios is like a 6.5 hour drive for me in Atlanta, right? So
Okay.
I go all the time because you get the season pass, it pays for itself immediately.
That's right.
So
That's right.
one time, me and wifey went down one weekend, and then we saw like the following week that they was doing like a Mardi Gras thing, and LL Cool J was performing. So I came back with just me and my youngest kids, right?
Well,
And that was their first concert. So LL is at Universal Studios, the amusement park, but he's doing like chill, eat 'em up L and murder Graham. And he did the hits. But like, yo, like, bro, like, yo, we doing it gets no rougher? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, wow. And like, and Z Trip has been such an add-on to his overall show because like, you know, just when you think you've seen all that L can do, he's not just doing the same set because there's a lot of like, you know, pioneers. I know what the closer is. I know pretty much what songs you're gonna do in what order, but like not L like really like hit shuffle on the joint and like yo, you'll get like I don't know, you'll get fast peg. If you know Walking with a Family out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just get random ass songs in these new shows. I love it.
yeah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So listen, man. Listen, it has been an absolute pleasure to bring you here. So listen, where can people find you, man? Tell them how the people can find you or listen to you and find everything that you do for the entertainment industry.
I am so easy to find. Shout out to Kimmy Bucks who's like, yeah, like she like posts. Oh, I was weird because your video was weird. It was like the Molly hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. I'm very easy to find. HeadKrack on all social media. That's TikTok, which I've become a little bit more active on because I'm always being persecuted on all meta platforms. I'm surprised I even made it in here. Like I can't go live on Instagram. I didn't do nothing.
Really?
Yeah, like, hey, Mark Zuckerberg, holla your boy.
Word up.
But yeah, HeadKrack on all those things, and also YouTube. You know, where I post like shorts and interviews. The interview thing's been a little dry because like I've just been working on my stuff for the time being. But I'm about to start pumping out a lot of content with people that we all know and love. And the music, man, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal because they pay the most. Whatever. HeadKrack, yeah. Yo, Tidal pays you way. Tidal and oddly enough, Deezer pays the most.
Deezer, yes, I heard about Deezer.
Nobody I know subscribes to Deezer.
Yeah. So listen up, all the artists that are listening now. Pay attention. Deezer. So when are you going to be on stage next, and where? Do you know?
My next show is happening. Me and my group, the Bodega Brothers, will open it up for Slum Village. And in the Colony, Texas, of all places, on June 9th. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a dope show. Slum got a new record out. The new single is crazy. So look out for us there. And like hopefully, man, I'll be up here in the metaverse rocking out again. If y'all missed the show last night, we had a great time. And like that is I've been talking about it all day. It's been 24 hours of just constantly bigging up y'all and just like over appreciative.
Oh man, well you know what? We really enjoyed you. We do want you back. We would like for you to come back and perform at the mini desk. You know, we have but it's one thing, like I said, we got venues for days medically. Man, listen, we're about to go all out. We're gonna have a really good time here in the space. So we do want you back. You can come back whenever you want. Ain't that right, y'all?
Thank you so much.
Can we get some confetti? For HeadKrack, real, yo, because we want it back. Like he gave us the business last night, and I just really enjoyed how you embraced the crowd, how you brought them into your show. like that meant so much to me because I feel like, yo, the good vibes is what we all need right now. And you brought that. You definitely brought that. So thank you so much. And yeah, yo, look out because stay tuned and stay connected because he is going to be coming back and hanging out with us and giving us all the dopeness, yo. And he's bringing friends. I want you to know that I did reach out to Cows. I did reach out to Four Eyes. I did reach out to you, George. I'm bringing the crew up in here. We
I
don't
can't
have
wait. I
we
can't
gonna
wait,
have
yo.
it. We are gonna have it. Yes, we're gonna bring what they got going on. We gonna bring it here to the metaverse, and I can't wait for that too.
So that makes me excited, man. I'm just happy to be a brick in the building that you guys are building. You know what I mean?
Word. I love yeah.
The more bricks we can bring, no Gucci. You know, we can build something great. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's right.
Brick and mortar, man. A brick and mortar, not the
Brick
kind
and
you slip
mortar.
across the border. Yeah.
Word up.
So any final words of inspiration you want to leave the crowd with? Correct.
Yo, my final words are words of appreciation. There's a lot of people I saw last night that I'm also seeing tonight. There's some people I saw last night that are now following me on Instagram, and I hopefully I'm following you back. If not, I will. And just once again, thank you for allowing me to like just pull up in your world. Like there are very few things that make me happy, and rapping is one of them. And y'all gave me the opportunity to do that because that's my therapy because I can't find time to go talk to an actual therapist. So anytime I get to do that, I mean it. Like I have to keep real. But like I mean it. That's what really makes me happy for real.
That's
Well, listen, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the couch. Listen, big shout out to Lux Vision Studios for providing the live stream, man. They're doing a phenomenal job providing tons of opportunities for everybody in the building. Big shout out to my partners at the Block Collective, Simon Shea and Yo Afro, and of course the Yo Afro and Friends brand, which is bringing people together. That's the digital plan. Listen, my name is Smith Rupert. I live by the motto: create, love, inspire, and add value. And Afro, take this out, baby.
y'all already know what it is. It's your girl, Yo Afro, and he gave it to you. He couldn't say it no better, yo. For real, for real. Yo, thank you for coming. Y'all see what we doing. Stay tuned, stay connected. Things is about to get heavy up in the space. We're working as a community. We're working with y'all. We want to bring you great vibes. Yo, let's get it. For real, for real. Again, stay tuned, stay connected, and y'all know hip hop is in the air. Hey,
Bigger than hip hop. Hip hop.
hip
Peace, y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.